I think one thing that happened is I think natural philosophy is very, very compelling in general for all different kinds of people. You know what I mean? Like people that want there to be order and sense, and people that understand, or people that want there to be like mystery and wonder, and people that understand sort of what I would call understand a sort of unity. It's 3 o'clock in the morning. I better not be too loud. I'm in a neighborhood now. Well, I have been for a while, but like the last house I was, there were like, of the 6 houses right around, 3 of them were empty. Abandoned kind of thing. Okay, where was I? Yeah. So I think it's compelling, and in the history of science you see both kinds. People that are like, well, I will order and figure everything out, and people that are going like, look, this is wonderful, look, you touch it, it's always, you push this, it goes here, it goes here, it goes there. You know, people, both of those things, both kinds of personality results from both of those personalities fused together. It's great, very compelling. Come into the 20th century, and they find out all of this, give me a lever, I'll move everything. Well, that still bears some truth, but not really. Now we understand some physical impossibilities that make that even theoretically difficult. But theoretically, there's still some validity to it. I mean, for example, you can't have a fulcrum. The fulcrum would not be fixed in that idea, so. But anyway, I just know there'll be some Archimedes fans out there. If I say he's mistaken, they'll just gonna freak out. Okay. You gotta love Archimedes, except for that he was this terrible warmonger engineer as well. But anyway, okay, another subject. What was the original one? Yeah, okay, so come the 19th century, it turns out a lot of this, I'll predict what's going to happen in the future, of philosophy that had been coming out of natural philosophy for a couple centuries. You know, and these physicists still thought, yeah, we're talking about reality here, it's philosophy, we got it. And they found out, ooh, we just have a good system that predicts. We don't even understand. Okay, never mind. We like the system more than we like telling people how the world is for sure. And beautiful things we can still tell them how the world seems to be, and give them devices, they'll believe us. And then you have people like Barklord, not to talk to you in the third person Barklord, but who I perceive as like complaining basically about the philosophy of 100-year-old physics. Right, and this rigid, and we can figure it out, and things like eugenics seem to be implied by it. That science has moved on from, and I would like to say, oh, that's not science's baggage, that's culture. Science is the thing that helped a lot of us figure out that that was bullshit, those kinds of ideas. Okay. And you literally have science refusing to draw any philosophical conclusions at the threshold necessary to have a mainstream consensus kind of idea. The mainstream a convention among physicists, for example, is that we don't draw those kind of conclusions. And they won't say it, but they're agreeing to a basic skeptical premise of they're going to go with what appears to be the case. But they don't do it entirely thoroughly anymore, because they're not going to say what philosophically seems to be the case. Like, they're not going to weigh in on philosophical relativism with their physical relativism. Now, the last generation of science, of scientific objectivism, they weighed in all over the place, and they left these marks in our societal philosophy. And now they won't weigh in on learning all that was mistaken. And it would be better for all of us, you know, the rigidly concrete-minded, where rigid is a complimentary term in that context, let's hope, and the wildly creative, also complement, you know, fault and complement together, right, in both cases. Both types should just accept the last century of physics, and it just feels even funny saying it. And this is why people like High Day think I'm so arrogant, I guess, because it's just, to me, it's funny. Hey, please believe whatever you want, but to me, it is funny that that I'm arguing this, and people will go, "Well, you're not arguing that. I am up to date." Well, it's like, I mean, could we discuss it? Because it doesn't seem like you are. It seems like you're ignoring 100 years of physics, like most of you. Most of you. Like almost disproportionately to how much you understand the last. You could repeat and say these things, but it's like you're believing it has an impact on your philosophical views seems 100 years out of date. Now, I'm a natural philosopher looking for natural philosophers, and, you know, I have ways of finding people that are doing the struggling necessary to face the philosophical implications of the last 100 years of science. Cheers.